Welcome back, fellow indoor football fans, to another episode of the Indoor Football Report. And it is the first episode on the new Indoor Football Report YouTube channel, so check that out if you're watching from Facebook. Sorry about the delay. I was under the weather and incapable of utilizing my video editing skills. Don't worry, this is the CIFL Spotlight video as promised. But I have some quick news to cover before we delve into everything CIFL. As you may have seen, the IFL has gotten a new website. On the screen you can see what it used to look like and what it looks like now. It's simpler. It's definitely more simple. Less blocky as the other one was. I like it. Think it's an improvement. Now on to the big news. T.O. made his debut with the Allen Wranglers. He got 3 passes, all for touchdowns, in the Allen Wranglers' win over the Wichita Wild. Here's some footage of the game as it was hosted on, or viewed on ESPN3, that the IFL made a deal with ESPN to do that. So I thought that was kind of cool. Also, the IFL kicked off their season with a Chicago Slaughter win over the Bloomington Edge, 50-34. In other Chicago Slaughter news, they have offered Randy Moss a contract. No news yet on whether Moss is even considering the contract, but still, I guess they're trying to compete with the Allen Wranglers and their success in getting T.O. down to Allen. And finally, as promised, with no further ado, I present the CIFL League Spotlight. First, we will take a look at last season. Last season went much like the season before last for the CIFL, with the Commandos dominating their competition. The Commandos finished 10-0, the Blue Racers 8-2, Silverbacks 5-5, Knights 4-6, Port Huron Predators 2-8, and the Indianapolis Enforcers 1-9. The season experienced an unexpected bump in the road when the Port Huron team folded halfway through their season, thus forfeiting the remaining games they had. But nevertheless, the season continued, and the CIFL held their championship game between the Cincinnati Commandos and the Marion Blue Racers. The score was 44-29, with the Commandos over the Blue Racers. And then the off-season hit. The Commandos and the Marion Blue Racers announced that they will not be in the CIFL for the 2012 season, and that they are joining the UIFL. And then, to make matters worse, the Knights also fold. So, in the off-season, the CIFL diligently worked hard to put together their 2012 roster. The CIFL added 4 new franchises to their 2 that didn't fold or move. They added the Evansville Rage, the Port Huron Patriots, the Saginaw Sting, and the Chicago Vipers. The only new market that hasn't had a CIFL team before was Evansville. They had a team in Port Huron last season and a team in Chicago last season, and the Saginaw Sting were at one point CIFL champions. So the league has 6 teams lined up for the 2012 season. And now we look to the commissioner for his views on the 2012 season. I sent some interview questions to CIFL Commissioner Jeff Spitaleri, and sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but side note, he's a very nice gentleman and very obliging. I enjoyed thoroughly my conversation with him, or email correspondences with him, but very nice man. Now, on to the questions I sent him. First question: how do you feel about losing the 2-time CIFL champion Cincinnati Commandos and the Marion Blue Racers? Where do you see the league going after their departure? We have had teams leave us in the past. The one thing we have never done is put too much of an emphasis on them leaving, but mainly looked ahead to what we could do next. It is tough to lose any team, especially a defending league champion and runner-up, but sometimes when it comes down to it, it is addition by subtraction in most cases. We will miss not being in Marion for the 2012 season, though I have a lot of respect for that organization for the way they handled their departure from the league. Second question, what do you think the outlook of the 2012 season is with the addition of the 4 new franchises? His response, anytime you add new teams, it adds a bit of a question mark as to what type of season you are going to have. I think the new teams have done some good things to this point, and I hope they will be as competitive on the field as we have seen to this point. On to question 3. Did the CIFL avidly pursue the Saginaw Sting's assets, or did the situation more present itself? The Sting coming back to the CIFL was more of a just happened kind of thing. They have a great ownership group, and we are proud to have them in our league. Question 4. What is the CIFL's view of the other indoor football leagues? His response was, and I thought this was really interesting, most people probably figure that all the leagues hate each other. That isn't the case with us. We respect what the other teams are doing and appreciate the fact that there are many opportunities for players, coaches, and officials to keep their dream of football alive. Question 5. Is there any truth to the rumor that the CIFL was considering a merger with the American Professional Football League? We never reach a consideration point, but we have done is created a working relationship with the APFL when it relates to insurance, uniforms, and equipment. I have had the opportunity to speak with Ralph and Ted Adams, and they are good people who we can talk to with about our ideas, and they have the ability to do the same. Anytime you have that relationship with someone, good things can happen. As for now, though, no merger has ever really been discussed, contrary to what has been in the media. End quote. Question 6. Would the CIFL be interested in a winners tournament where the winners of each indoor football league would compete against each other to claim the title of national/world champions of indoor football? We would obviously consider all options, but at this time, it doesn't benefit anyone. Our fans in our 6 markets care about their team and winning a league championship. I don't think the sport has evolved enough to draw the interest from fans and sponsors to have a national-type tournament. Plus, our season is over much sooner than most of the others, and I think it would be difficult to keep guys together if you have a 4 to 6 weeks between the end of the CIFL season and the start of this playoff. Can it happen? I think at some point, but we're not there yet. With that said, we have had some good champions, and I would have taken our 06 Port Huron Pirates, 07 Rochester Raiders, and 09 Chicago Slaughter against anyone in indoor football. End quote. Well, that about wraps it up for the 3rd episode of the Indoor Football Report, CIFL League Spotlight. Thanks for tuning in once again, and long live indoor football.